Good morning. Hope you're doing good today. It's the first day of May. Wow, where's the time going? It's about 6 o'clock, and the picture I'm about to show you is this one. And you can tell what it is already, can't you? It's a person fishing. And I did it all with watercolor, with pan watercolors. These ones. They're made by Windsor and Newton. And so I'll show you how I did this, and we'll talk a few fishing stories along the way. What do you think? All right, let's get going. All right, good morning again. Hope you're doing good. It's Wednesday, May 1st. Happy May. Happy first day of May. So let's try to create a little scene of some people fishing somewhere in the mountains. So I'm going to do a little composition structuring here with the pencil. So that's going to be between our sky and our hill. And then over here we're going to have somewhat of the break between the foreground and the background. And we're going to have kind of here a little mid-ground. Then over here, a little area for the people fishing. And of course we're going to have the hill reflecting in the water. And then, just like the sky is up there, that's bright, the water will be down here in this section. That'll be bright, so that'll be the reflection of the sky, and this will be the reflection of that hill. Does that make sense? It'll be light and dark and lighter and lightest and dark and light. So light, these three areas right here are light. And then we want to have people fishing in here. Let me see. We'll put them. Do you think I'll just do one person? Just a tiny little hint of a person. Fishing over here. Just a little hint. Somebody with a little fishing rod. A little tiny pencil mark I can remove there. There we go. That's a very simple little composition for our painting. So let's get the sky wet. And let's get the water wet. That person's going to be in the water, standing in the very edge of the water. Just get it wet, let that water soak in there. So I'm not a fisherman, although I have gone fishing. My first fishing experience was when I was a little boy. My uncle Bud, he lived in Oceanside, New York on Long Island. We lived not too far from him in Long Island. But we went to I don't even know if we went to his house. I was so young. But I know that he was the one with the boat. It wasn't a big boat. It was just big enough for him, my father, and me. Isn't this a fond memory? It was a great gift they gave me to have this memory. And I remember it was so exciting because I was going out with my father and my uncle, and we were going to go fishing. What did I know? And by the way, where we went fishing is kind of interesting, because I don't know much about that, to be honest with you. But JFK Airport is built on part of what used to be Jamaica Bay, which Jamaica Bay is still there, but I'm talking about part of it was filled in, I think. I don't want to say too much because I could be wrong, but I always was under the impression that there used to be water where the airport is now. I could be wrong. But anyway, it was out there somewhere that we went fishing. And I caught a flounder. I caught a flounder. Isn't that awesome? I remember it. I remember it real clearly. Maybe I was 7. I don't know. But I was very young. It's those, you have some memories that that they were from when you were very young, but you don't really have a whole lot of details in your mind. Well, that's what this one is. And so, right now this next area, let's see, how am I going to do this one? Well, let's do that middle area first, because that's going to be like a light green, like a yellow green. Doesn't have to be much. Just a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green mixed together. It's just some of that foreground stuff. Yeah, okay. We can make the water go over there. Now, right behind it is going to be some of the darker stuff, and right in front of it is going to be some of the lighter, almost like a beach or a rocky beach or something. And right here is going to be the darker reflections of that mountain or that hill. Let's see. Let's just add a little bit of that here, and we'll wait for that to dry. I want to put some colors in there too. It's almost like it's autumn in the picture. And then down here also. Yeah. This is kind of a play with darks and lights and colors. Pretty much. Lots of different things happening up here. And just keep adding some greens. Bring the greens down here. So this is all the reflection of that. Yeah, this is just a work in these colors here. I want to make sure I throw in some orange too, because really it could be red or yellow. Maybe I'll do a mixture of the two. I want to make sure they're all in there. I don't want to, because I think it makes it pretty. I do have a reference photo. So I went fishing and caught a flounder. That's my fishing story. I'm not fishing stories. This is my fishing tales video. So, okay, I'll tell you another fishing story. You want to hear another one? Let me see. I don't have too many. Okay, I got one. When I was older than the first story, my brother Bob and I, we took our bicycles and we went to some pond. Well, first, before I tell you that part, I'll tell you this part. In the back of a comic book, I think, or some kind of a Boy Scout magazine, maybe. No, I think it was a comic book. But in the back, there was this advertisement for fishing poles and fishing like lures and things like that. And well, as you can imagine, we didn't have any money. Not, we probably had a little bit, or maybe we got it from our mom. I don't know. But the point is that we ordered this stuff through the magazine, and it arrived. I'm sorry, it arrived, and it was in the stuff that arrived was a fishing pole, which was cool. It was very small, and you put it together, and then it became bigger, you know. And it also came with bait. Are you ready for this? It was so smelly. It was actually what used to be live fish. It was like in this plastic bag in the kit. It had these, and I'm telling you, they were smelly. They didn't smell like dead fish. They had a chemical smell to them. I don't know, whatever they put to preserve fish in a bag. I don't know. But there was that, and then there was some fishing line, and there was some lures, some fake lure, fake fish. I guess is what you would call them. And so we took those things on our bicycles. Now back to the bicycle part. We rode our bicycles what we thought was forever. We thought we were going someplace like way out on the other side of the world. The truth is, it was only like 2 miles. I only know that now because I went back there when I was an adult and had a car. And we did catch some fish, but we let them go because we didn't want to kill the fish. We felt bad for the fish, and we let them go. But it was fun. I think the fish I caught was a carp, because I remember it looked like a goldfish. Does that make sense? I'm not even sure I know what I'm talking about. Do carp look like goldfish? That's what I think. A little bit of a bush right here. I didn't intend for there to be a bush right there, but the water spread, so I'm going to make it a bush. Yeah, so that was my fishing experience with my brother. So that's story number 2. That's the whole story. It's funny how when you are a kid and you have a bicycle and you think you're far away, right? You're not really that far away. It just seems like you go so far. Now when I go walking, if I get in 2 miles, I feel proud. Maybe 3 miles if I'm really pushing it. But for me, 2 miles is pretty much my limit. But I'm glad I do walk anyway, because they say it's good for you. My doctor tells me. My doctor said walk. This was some time ago. He told me to walk 1 mile a day more than I normally walk. And I said, well, then that would mean I would walk a mile, because I didn't walk at all. I really didn't. It wasn't a good thing. And I have a good excuse for it, though. A good but bad excuse. If I tell you my excuse, there might be somebody out there who was in my same exact circumstance or similar, and they're going to say, well, I was able to walk. I don't know why you weren't able to walk. So, yeah, you will have a point. So my job was as a radio DJ kind of a thing. I had a morning show on the radio. I did it for many years. I had the last morning show I had lasted 17 years, and I don't want you to think it was a big shot thing. I was not a big shot. I was not famous. I just had a local morning show, where you give the news and you talk a little bit about current events, and you have guests coming in talking about the latest potluck dinner at the church or that kind of thing. And yeah, and Robin and I did it together. We were co-hosts with each other, And so that left me very sedentary, and that's my excuse. But like I said, it's a very, very poor excuse, because I know a lot of people who were in radio who did find time to exercise and jog and everything. But I also did the art. I also did this, not the videos, but I did the pictures just for people, nothing big. It's never been anything big. I was talking to somebody this morning about art. Well, when I say this morning, I was communicating via YouTube or Facebook, or one of them. And I was having this little response to a comment that if you bring joy to people with your art, I know it sounds hokey and maybe even cliche, but I really think in the end that's the most important thing. If somebody pays you for your art, the money you got is eventually going to be spent, but the joy that person gets from that art is going to be for a very long time. And the same thing is true if you don't get paid. The joy will be there for a very long time. I have a piece of art on my wall that I don't know who did. I don't know who did it. I think it was from one of my mother's relatives, which would be one of my relatives, of course. It's a very nice, like a streetscape, and looks like it might be pen and ink and watercolor. That's what it looks like. So it's hanging on the wall. I love it. It's kind of got a nostalgic, retro feeling, if that makes sense to you. And whoever did that gave me some joy way after they were gone, because I don't even know who they were. So, and that's what I mean. I mean, you do some painting, even if it's a photograph. Photographs bring people joy years later too. I know you know. We're all in this world. We're all in this world together. We're all living this experience together. All right, I'm trying to think what to do over here. I just think a few little, maybe some areas of rock or something. Maybe I'll make it more like a beach. Let me get it. Whoa, that's a little bit too dirty. That's dirty water to the max. See if I have any more fishing stories, since we're talking about fishing today. My other fishing stories will not be of me necessarily fishing. My other fishing stories are taking the children fishing. When I say the children, I mean my son and my nephews and Robin's kids. We went fishing a couple times. There's a place here, not too far from here, and it's called Cedar Key. Oh, it's a beautiful little place. You should see it. And so they used to, it's way kind of built up now. It's very touristy now. I think when we first discovered it, it was still just a little sleepy village right on the water in Florida, right on the Gulf Coast. I don't know how I found it, probably just looking at the map. And then we went there. But they had this little tiny, not a pier, just a little dock where like fishermen would launch their boats. We didn't have a boat, but we had fishing stuff. We would go out there. My two nephews, Jimmy and Jeffrey, they were the real experts. It wasn't Uncle Larry, or I'm Larry. And for those who don't know my real name, it wasn't me that was the expert. It was the kids. Trust me, they knew more about this than me. And my son was the younger of the three boys. So he was kind of their student too, and he loved being with them. They were his cousins, but they were like his big brothers. And a family friend too, TJ is his name. He was like a big brother. His sister Shannon was like a big sister to my son. And sometimes we go fishing over there. I went fishing with Alex and my two nephews, Jimmy and Jeffrey. I went there a lot. And they caught a lot of fish. Oh man, they knew how to do it. And it was way out in the middle of, it kind of feels like in the middle of nowhere, if that makes sense. Do the words middle of nowhere actually make sense? But that's where we were, way out there. And so one time, I remember, they wanted to go fishing at night. So I went over there at night. Oh boy, it was so dark. It was the darkest I've ever seen. And the road home, oh my gosh. It's like 24 miles without a single street light. 24 miles before we got to any like main road. Holy cow, those are the days. But they would catch fish. I think once in a while they might have brought it home. I think their father would eat some of them. I didn't. I never ate any of them. But they would catch. The one fish I remember that they caught was called a sheep's head, which I thought that's an odd name for a fish, isn't it? A sheep's head. But that's what it was called. And the head, oh gosh, have you ever seen the teeth of sheep's head fish? Oh my gosh. They look like human teeth. I know, it's crazy. Look it up, Google it, whatever you do. However you look stuff up. Google it, because they do look like human teeth. There's probably even articles on it. I don't know. I should look it up myself. But it's a strange looking. In fact, I think I saw a picture online. I was telling somebody this story not too long ago, and I was telling them to, and then I looked it up on my phone so I could prove what I was trying to say. And I found a picture, and it looked so freaky. I was thinking, is this? I mean, I know it's real because I've seen it, but I wasn't sure the person I was talking to was believing me it was real. Like they were thinking it was a fake picture or something. But they do. They look like human teeth. It's kind of freaky. Freaky. How's this composition coming? I'm not sure about it yet. I'm not sure about it. I don't want this one to take too long, because I have to go. I have a friend in the hospital, so I'm going to go see him. In just a little while. I wanted to do this first with you guys. Okay, I have a Facebook page, and I was thinking what might be fun on here is if you guys could share your art, because I'm sharing my art, and I really want this to be a community, and so if you could use the Facebook page, I would love to see some of your art. And what I will do, I don't know if this matters to you or not, unless you tell me don't do it, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to show your art. I don't want to show a whole bunch of them every video, just one. Just show it. I am not going to critique anything, because I am not a good critic, whatever. No, it's not my cup of tea. I don't do that. But I would love to show it. I've seen some of your art, and I didn't ask you yet if I could put it on here and share it, but if you wouldn't mind, I think that would be awesome. Okay, so we got these multiple colors. It does have that look of a wooded area in the background a little bit. Not perfectly, but And then when you send something, well, if you post something on the Facebook page, I hope I have it set up right so you can. Please, if you try to do this and it just doesn't work, please let me know that I got to do something differently, and then I'll ask my son or somebody who knows more about the internet. Help me. I want to find out how to get people's pictures so that I can put them on here, and then we can not talk about them, just show them. Just say, look at this beautiful picture somebody painted. I have one example. I haven't asked the person if I could show it, but I'll tell you a little kind of a story here. There's a channel I like to watch on YouTube. It's called Traveling Robert. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this is a man, and he's got a trail. I call him a trailer. I honestly don't really know the difference between a trailer and an RV. I'm confused by those words, but he's got a song. He's a musician. He writes them, and he got a song called "Riding in My RV, I'm Free," or something like that. So he calls it an RV. It's made by Winnebago, so it's like one of those pull behind things. And so I did a painting of his trailer, like in a fictional, like in a fake place, a place I made up that looks like a campground with the water, like a river going by. I know it was fake, and I sent it to him, and the other day he used it as his. I sent him the card. It was a greeting card like this. I sent it to him in the mail, the physical thing, not just the email. I sent him the actual card, and he put it as his, what do you call it, the top of his page on his Facebook page. I thought that was very sweet. I want to thank him for that. But if you know Traveling Robert, or you go to his videos, you'll see that I did that. If I don't know if it's still there, it might just be temporary. But what I wanted to say is somebody else then posted a painting that she did based on one of his songs. Like I say, he's a songwriter. And so she did a painting based on one of his songs. And I thought, well, that's beautiful. Maybe I could show that painting here. But I don't know if those people know about me, about this. I don't think so. I'm just thinking they don't know about this, but that's okay. I just don't know if I should share like that without her permission. I'll ask. But anyway, I'm asking now if you would like, if it sounds like something that might be kind of fun to share with each other. And even if you don't want me to put it on the video, you just put it on the page, and I'll see it, and other people will see it. A little bit of joy. It's kind of like, do you ever do like the puzzles in the paper, like the crossword puzzles or something like that? There's just a little bit of joy. The newspapers don't need to print them. They probably don't make much money from them. Even if they still exist, I only get a real newspaper rarely anymore, which is probably not good. I should support the newspaper industry. I do a word game now called Wordle on the New York Times website. I don't really read the newspaper. I just do the word games. So, all right, I think that's good enough. I think I'm overdoing it. All right, now let's put that little person in there. Let me get that little skinny brush I got here. Just painting that little person. And I don't need much. Just some dark color. Make sure it's not too wet around the person. A little tiny bit. Little tiny line to represent a fishing pole. And then we got to put the reflection of the person in the water. Maybe a few more hints of water over here. Some little hints of some detail over here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Gone fishing, how about that? As a title for this picture. Okay, thank you for watching. I have to go to the hospital. Not me. I'm good, thank you. So I have a friend in the hospital. I promised I would visit, and I don't want to wait too long. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I'll get dressed and go. But anyway, there's our painting for today. And it's almost dry, believe it or not. So I'm going to fold it right there. Whoops. I get it right on that line. Yeah. What do you think? Our fishing picture. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.